this week, you guys, I want you to be very aware. It's Tax Identity Theft Awareness Week, with people preparing their taxes, getting things all ready to go. This is prime picking for those people that are so inclined. And with us right now is Ben Hayden. He's security officer at Community State Bank. You work in the fraud department there. You're a former detective, we just learned.
Yep, over in Eastern Iowa I was, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're here.
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's certainly, you know, the obvious connection of having somebody who did this from a law enforcement side now to do it from the bank side. So
what do we need to keep in mind? Because a lot of people, those forms are coming in the mail right now. We got some over the weekend as well, so we're about ready to go.
Absolutely. So the two main goals of any, you know, tax identity theft is they either want to file a false return, right? So they want to get money, or they want to get your tax information, your Social Security number, all that good stuff. So the two most common ways to do it, they're either going to, like I said, file a false return in your name, claim to be you, or they're going to try and get you to send them money, right? So somebody will call you, they'll say, hey, I'm the IRS, you owe a bunch of money, you know, wire it, you know, use your bank, use some of those other money service businesses to wire us money. You know, unfortunately, once you take your money out of the bank, that's kind of on you. There's not a lot we can do then to help you get that back.
You know, this filing a false return thing, I heard about this last tax season. It's fascinating, and it's a huge problem. Basically what you're saying is the bad guys are out there, and they're going to find your information, they're going to file a return, and then they're going to get the direct deposit into so they're going to get your return is basically what you're saying, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Now, they're obviously not going to use your W-2, right?
Yeah, because the problem is it's going to be a bad return, too, so then you face an audit.
Right, right. You know, and the IRS has some unbelievable number, like 30,000 people. This is what they do. They help people that have had their tax information stolen and somebody filed a false return in their name. You know, whether it's through a breach of one of the major tax preparation companies, or it's through some other means. You know, somebody called you earlier in the year, or they called you, you know, at some point unrelated to tax stuff, and they were able to get you to, you know, give them your name, your Social Security number, your address, all that good stuff.
It's really social is all they really need, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you don't want to give out your Social Security number. I hate it when you go into stores now. Well, they start looting off this stuff they need to buy something, and they ask for Social Security. Don't ever give it out.
No, there's never a good reason to give out your Social Security number, especially over the phone. You know, certainly if you're filling out credit cards, if you're doing something like that, absolutely. But yeah, never over the phone. The IRS will never, they'll never call you without first sending you a letter, right? So the IRS, if they're going to contact you, they're going to send you a piece of mail first.
Okay.
Then they're going to call you. They're never going to send you a text. They're never going to email you and ask you for your personal information via email.
Because that's the one a lot of people might fall for, because it's so easy, so simple, and it could look very official on your screen too. So, oh, that must be from the IRS, and you can just click here, and once you click there, you're done.
Absolutely. You know, that's one of the, you know, a very common scheme is to just blast out, you know, a million different emails. That one of these criminals can send out, you know, a million emails, and if they only get 10 emails back, well, that's 10 returns that they can then file. You know, and they'll usually have some sort of a link that you could follow the link. That will be a page that looks like the IRS's website, and there'll be some, you know, something on there that says maybe you need to update your e-file information. So they'll have you fill out your name, your Social Security number, and then they're able to capture all that information and file a false return in your name.
Wow. What are some of the other steps we can do to try to avoid this from happening?
Sure. You know, obviously, kind of like we talked about, never give out that Social Security number over the phone. Keep all your information secure. You know, at your house. You know, I wouldn't. You know, never give out any of your online passwords. You know. Never believe that when somebody calls you and says, hey, your computer's been hacked, you know, go to this website, or you know, let me remote into your computer to fix it.
Yeah, I know passwords can be a hassle. They can be a pain in the neck, and you might forget one or two aspect of a password. I even talked to you about mine this morning on the Community State Bank one, is that I'm going to have to call them when I get done here because I spaced off something. But you don't want to write it down at your house and leave it for somebody to find.
Right, absolutely. You know, unfortunately, we live in a society where people are trying to get something for nothing. So maybe they break into your house, and sure, you lose your TV, but now your online banking password's been compromised because you had it on a Post-it note on your monitor.
Ding, ding.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just another form of theft the bad guys are going to figure out ways to take. But, you know, I had my identity stolen because I wrote a rent check in Los Angeles, and the landlord lost the check. So someone made a fake ID saying they're my ex-wife, went in and wiped out my account.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. You know, we have a lot of precautions in place that to stop stuff like that from happening. You know, sometimes it seems like a burden. You know, if you have to go into the bank rather than just call, and you know, maybe you entered in your online banking password, you know,
wrong way too many times.
Yep. And so we lock that up, and it seems like an inconvenience, but really we're trying to save your money.
Right.
So
now, what if somebody discovers that I think I've been had? Somebody has my information and they're using my stuff. What can you do?
Sure. You can always go out to the IRS's website. They've got a ton of resources on there. The federal government, through the Department of Justice, has formulated identitytheft.gov, and that's kind of the one-stop shop for identity theft. And they are, those are the sites right there that are going to be your best resources in stopping some of those online identity theft. IC3.gov is it's the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, and they've got that's really geared toward any internet crime, right? It doesn't have to be identity theft. That's probably the biggest crime we see that's perpetrated through online means, but really any online crime you can report there at IC3.gov. Or, you know, always contact your local law enforcement office, right? You know, whether it's the police department, the sheriff's department, they're going to have a ton of resources. They work hand in hand with their federal partners. They're going to have a ton of resources that they can help you out with. A lot of places might require you to file some type of police report in order to reimburse you or to work with you. So that's always a good resource to go to.
Is there one of the online tax providers you like more than others, that are more secure than the others?
You know, a lot of them use the same. A lot of them use the same types of services, the same types of security services, rather, that that are going to secure it. There's some steps they have to go through. There's some regulations that they have to follow.
Well, that's good to know.
Absolutely. You know, and anytime you're wondering about a tax preparation service, whether it's online, whether it's somebody that you maybe through a church or through an organization, whatever, you can always go out to the IRS's website, and the IRS has some resources on there about selecting a good tax professional. You know, or if it's donations, that's another fraud that we see. Is somebody contacts you and says, "Hey, you want to help out with the natural disaster recovery fund, or whatever their charity is." You can always go out to the IRS's website to verify that that's a charitable organization that's set up with them.
Make sure it's legitimate.
Absolutely.
Donate a car or whatever, and then it's not deductible.
Absolutely, yeah. Or it's just somebody trying to get your money. So they've created some charity. They say, hey, maybe they say I'm with the Red Cross, but they're not really with the Red Cross, and they say, hey, wire me money. Nope, the Red Cross is probably never going to ask you to wire them money, right? There's some other means that the Red Cross has, and you can always. I would always look for a number that's other than the number that person on the phone provides you, right? Go out to their website, maybe, if they have a local office, stop into their local office to verify, hey, somebody called me and they were soliciting donations. Is this legit? And provide that information to verify that.
And then if your bank account gets compromised too, that's something else that you definitely want to stay on top of. How often do you suggest people check their account? Sure,
as often as possible. using those whether it's through our online banking portal, or even if it's through your mobile app, keep up to speed on your bank account to monitor that.
Just keep an eye on it.
Absolutely.
See what's going on.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions for your bank in particular, they can get a hold of you guys pretty much all the time.
Absolutely. Either through our website or through calling our main line, they can always get a hold of somebody.
All right. Ben, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, John.